Welcome back to the show. Well, we are going to talk about a way for families to get healthy produce they need at a price that will relieve some stress. And it all helps the veterans here in Arizona.
To connect all of those dots for us is Sam Nunez, joining us to talk about produce on wheels without waste, or powwow.
Yeah, powwow. So I just want to thank you for having me on the blend this morning, and talk about powwow. It's produce without waste, and the community can be involved in coming in at the Tucson Veterans Home, which is located on 555 East Ajo Way on the southwest corner of Ajo and 6th Avenue. So people could come in, they donate $10, and they could take up to 60 pounds of fresh produce and vegetables with them. Many times people can come in, and we start in the mornings, and we have our summer months coming up, which is going to be from June, July, and August. It'll be from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So we won't be in the heat, so much.
Perfect. Now, how long has powwow been around, Sam?
Powwow's been around for a number of years, though, and we've been involved with them now for about 1.5 years there at the Veterans Home. And it's just a unique opportunity to give back to the community, and also our veterans and families to be involved as well, too. So, I mean, it's an outdoor event, though, so it's almost like a market, sort of like a little fiesta market, open market area that you would think of. And it's on the beautiful campus there at the VA hospital. Also, it's a lot of the older structures are there. A lot of the main part of the building was built in the 1920s. Our building is newer, but matches the rest of the buildings there.
Okay, and so when we say the community, what do we really mean? Who can come out and take part in this?
Anybody could come in and come there, and we have different people that come from actually from the outlying communities as well too, though. So it's open to the public, and many a times though, after the event is done, then with people that are nonprofit organizations, like we've had Benson Food Bank come up, they just show us the proper IDs, and they could take the rest of the produce to the food banks as well too. So nothing goes to waste too. If we have any produce that might not be too good to sell or to donate, we put it away on one side, and then we have people that come with farm animals, and it goes to the farm animals, so nothing is wasted. And we probably, on a monthly basis there at the Veterans Home, we probably put out between 3 to 4 tons of produce that we are able to sell at a minimal cost.
Well, I think that's incredible, because we're talking about not being so wasteful as humans.
Correct.
And also making sure that everybody in our community can eat and get that healthy produce. And then on top of all of that, it also helps our veterans. So
it does.
This is obviously an amazing program. I'm wondering, though, does it take a lot of hands to help get that produce out there?
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked that question. It does, though, because everyone there are volunteers. So we have staff volunteers, and of course some of the veteran groups. Casas Adobes, has been very helpful in getting volunteers as well too, though, the American Legion. So we could always use more volunteers, because the more volunteers we have, the more produce we could give out as well too. So then we could increase the amount of produce that comes in if we give more out.
So then if somebody's interested in volunteering, what's a way that they can get in touch with you?
Well, they could call through the powwow program, and there should be something online posted, as well as they could call the Veterans Home. As for me, and the telephone number is 520-63. Oh my God.
That's okay. We have a phone number.
Do you have the phone
on
number? Thank you very much.
That's 338-2171.
That's it, 2171.
Yep,
Thank you.
that'll get them to the location where they can get information.
And most recently, though, if they volunteer, they don't have to pay the $10 fee donation, and all the volunteers can take some produce at no cost, since they've worked at it.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
You get something for it, too.
Oh, yeah. And I know you were saying that we were going to have some earlier hours so that it kind of stays cool and people aren't coming out during the dead of heat.
Correct.
But is this something you guys also do in other seasons?
We do.
Do another event?
Yeah, like in the fall coming up, and so like in September through fall and spring, it would be later in the hours, like from 8 to 12 or 8 to 11. And then in the springtime, it would be from 8 to 10:30. So we try to work with the different hours depending on how warm it gets in southern Arizona.
Well, perfect. And Sam, let me know, what else would you say is unique about the powwow site?
What's unique about the site, though, is that our home there is at the Veterans Home. There has, we have all branches of the service there, so we have all branches of the service, the family, community, and as well as the support that we get there as well. So I think what's unique about it, though, is it's a beautiful campus. We cater to the community, and our veterans still have a sense of accomplishments and still giving themselves to the community. Good many of them were, were in, of course, the armed services and their families, and they could still continue to be part of that community that they treasure very much so. And it's, to be honest, it's an honor to be part of this program and to work at the Veterans Home too. So.
That's so
That's
nice.
great. And I'll tell you what, 60 pounds of produce for your family, for your friends, for $10, it's well worth coming out for that. And, you know, we talk a lot about people have a hard time getting their hands on healthy, fresh things that they can supplement into their families' homes. This is a perfect opportunity.
It is. Like last month, we had some family members that were there, and they were putting their dollars and change together to make $10, and they had some young teenage boys there, and I said, if you come and volunteer, I said, guess what? You don't have to worry about paying for it. You could take home some produce, so hopefully they'll be back.
So great. Sam, thank you so much for coming on the show and sharing all this information today. It's really great.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And to learn more, just call 638-2171 or log on to borderlandfoodbank.org.